welcome to Retirement Revolution. My name is Cynthia DeFazio, and I'm joined today by Randy Locklier, and Randy is the president and founder of Gulf Financial Group. Randy, good morning. How are you?
I am fantastic. It is so good to be here with you again today.
It's so good to be with you again today, and I know that you've been so busy, so let's talk about that really quickly. How is life going in the office?
It is going fantastic. We have a full slate of client appointments. In fact, we're so busy that we don't have a lot of room for new clients, right? So we want to make sure that if you give us a call today to get on our schedule, because being busy is a great thing, but we want to properly serve our clients, and so we want to have that time set aside. So it's really been terrific.
Well, that's the most important thing to talk about, because you're very passionate about making sure that all of your clients have the time that's needed. So you're probably blocking, what, hour consultations sometimes, Randy, at a time?
Well, sometimes, but usually before we get to the point where we're doing business, it's several client meetings that occur, sometimes 3, 4, 5, because we really want to have a deep understanding of what your situation is, and we can't always accomplish that in a short meeting.
True.
What we're really looking at is to develop a relationship with our clients, to understand their retirement goals and to build a plan surrounding those. And that's not something that we can do quickly, but our initial consultations are generally under an hour. Usually in that period of time we can make the determination as to whether or not we're going to be able to help improve your situation, and in many cases we can.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you so much. Well, today's topic, I feel like we need to set up with a little bit of music. Dun, dun, dun. Taxes.
Taxes.
We're talking
taxes
about
are no fun.
taxes.
I know. We're right here in the middle of tax season, so if you haven't done your taxes yet, you're going to have to pretty soon, right?
Yep, absolutely.
And doesn't everybody hate that part? I know that I do.
It's awful.
Oh, it's terrible. It's terrible. So taxes in retirement, that's a really great topic, because it's important to consider the taxability of our income streams in retirement to make sure that that doesn't impact our overall income, so that we can meet our spending needs. So at Gulf Financial, we believe very strongly that we should have an efficient tax plan when we begin to draw down our assets in retirement, and there are a lot of factors that go into that. The tax code in the United States, it changes all of the time. A new administration will come in, and they may lower or raise tax rates, and so it's something that changes sometimes even on an annual basis. So it's really important to work with somebody that is expert in this field and can give you good advice tax-wise based on what the current tax code is. Okay,
Randy, let me ask you, it seems to be a common idea that when someone approaches retirement, taxes go down. Is that true?
Well, not necessarily, okay? So maybe. So if we consider somebody, let's say your only source of income retirement is Social Security benefits, you're probably not going to owe taxes. So when we talk about what the standard deduction is for a married couple today, it creeps up around $24,000 or $25,000. So if your total income is less than what the standard deduction is, then you're not going to owe any taxes. As a matter of fact, at age 65 in Florida, you even get a little bit more added. It's like it's around $1,700 or so additional standard deduction, so that you can lower your taxes a little bit. But depending on your filing status and depending on other income streams that you might have, whether it be from pensions, a part-time job, maybe annuity income, different taxability rules apply to these various asset classes. So once you get beyond that $24,000 or $25,000 a year in total income, the taxes are going to play a part. Okay.
I want to talk to you a little bit about how retirees can be helped with their taxes in retirement, if you will. Is it a good idea to have a CPA give advice?
I think so. Maybe if you're in that situation where your standard deduction is such that you don't have to pay taxes, right? It might not even be necessary to file. But certainly if your situation is more complex, if you have various assets and various different income streams, we strongly advise that you have a professional to sit down with you that knows the current tax code and can help advise you on ways to minimize the impact of taxes on your income.
Okay, thank you, Randall. What about time distributions? What would that be?
Time distributions? Yes. So what we want to do is when we're planning for taxes, right? We have all of these different assets. So we may want to time our distributions in order to become tax efficient. We would call that one of the like bunching income, right? So I could move a lot of income into one year and then not have a lot of income the next year, or I could move a lot of deductions into one year. So we want to make sure that we look at our asset mix and we decide which bucket am I income going to come out for, let's say the year 2021, where am I going to get my income from?
Okay.
Shall I take it out of the Roth account? Should I take it out of the IRA? Does it need to come out of my savings? And so certainly the tax implications of where that money comes out is really, really important. And the order of withdrawal, the drawdown strategy that we employ for our clients is going to be a tax efficient strategy.
Okay, Randy, thank you so much. What about, we've talked a little bit about this, but what about bunching itemizable deductions? Can we talk about what those would be? What are itemized deductions?
So we would say charitable contributions would be included in that, okay? We would say that any contributions to retirement plans are deductible.
Okay.
So certainly we would like to be able to create a largest deduction possible if we itemize, but if the standard deduction for a married couple is in the $24,000 or $25,000 range, that's an awful lot of itemized deductions. So we may want to move that stuff all into 1 year. So let's say I'm going to make a contribution to the local charity of maybe household goods, clothing, things like that, right? I might want to do it all in 1 year. I might want to give my tithe to my church more all in 1 year, and maybe not so much the next year. So if we have a situation where we can itemize and we can have a larger deduction, we certainly want to do that, and we can work with you to look at your situation and determine, you know, maybe where we can help you save some money. And that's not something you're going to get at the bank or the big box store. They don't care about your deductions, you know. So that's a conversation you can have here at Gulf Financial, and it should have positive impact on increasing your income in retirement.
Absolutely. Well, this is the perfect time for us to open up the phone lines, Randy, to the viewers at home. Would you agree?
I agree.
Awesome. To the viewers at home, the phone lines are now open. That number to call is 833-403-4041. What you're calling in for today is a complimentary consultation with Randy. He has 10 spots open only this week. What he's asking you to do is pick up the phone and call, schedule a time with him. He's going to take a look at what you currently have in place for retirement. Is it the right plan for you? Does it need to be tweaked or adjusted? Randy's open to taking a look, and there's only 10 spots available this week. That number to call once again is 833-403-4041. We have to take a very short commercial break, but when we come back, we're going to dive in even more talking about taxes. Don't go away.
How confident are you in your current financial plan? Do you know with certainty how the recent market volatility will affect your future hopes and dreams? How much are you paying in taxes? And how much are you losing to unnecessary high fees? You didn't work to save this money so that you could spend your time worried in retirement. Now is the time to take charge of your finances so you can feel confident about your future. Call in during the next 30 minutes of today's show only to set up an absolutely complimentary, no obligation, full-blown financial review that will result in your own customized written plan. This is a $999 value that we're giving away complimentary to the first 10 people who respond. We'll start with a full-blown analysis of what you already have by running a report to untangle how much you are currently paying in fees, how you're allocated for risk, and what it's costing to work with your current advisor. Next, we'll identify your goals. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Where do you want to go, and who do you hope to go there with? Is your current financial plan set up to get you there without mishap? Let's design a roadmap to create a financial plan you can follow with confidence. Get the piece that so many people are missing from their retirement. Find out how having a written plan can make a difference to your retirement dreams. Call now to schedule your complimentary, no obligation, full-blown financial review today.
And welcome back to Retirement Revolution. My name is Cynthia DeFazio, and I'm joined today by Randy Locklier. He is the president and founder of Gulf Financial Group. A great show that we're having today, Randy, and a very important question I want to ask you. I've heard this before, but I want you to dive into it a little bit further if you can. Can life insurance lower my taxes?
Well, you know, it doesn't seem like they go together, right? Life insurance and taxes, but they actually can. So especially for some of our wealthier clients, we are utilizing what's called single premium index universal life policies to generate tax-free streams of income in retirement. So I can take a chunk of money that I have and I can purchase one of these life insurance policies, and then it will have certain benefits associated with it. It might have an income stream that comes out if I have a long-term care or maybe a home health care kind of event. It can also create income streams to support my daily or monthly living expenses. That's sort of an advanced death benefit. Right? But we generally will use, for some of our wealthier clients, life insurance solutions to do both wealth transfer and also to create a stream of tax-free income in retirement. And it's a little-known secret in the financial world that life insurance can indeed help lower your tax burden.
That's incredible, because I think a lot of people think of life insurance as a death benefit, if you will, payable upon death, but it's a totally different product right now. It's come a long way.
It has. Things have changed, right? So this is the next generation scenario that we're talking about. And if you're not hearing about products like this from your banker or from your big box investment advisor, you should give us a call. You might learn a little bit.
Absolutely. Randy, let me ask you too about retirement account conversions. Would that be like Roth IRA conversion, something like that?
This is a hot topic. We're doing Roth conversions every week for our clients right now. We are under the the federal tax guidelines from the previous administration, which are the lowest marginal tax rates in my lifetime. Okay, so certainly right now the federal tax burden is as low as it has been for many of us. So we say to our clients, is it a good time to take your IRA, which any money you take out of your IRA or your 401k is taxable, of course, is it a good time maybe to take all of it out? Let's pay the taxes based on the current low tax rates and create a situation in which we now have a Roth account. And a Roth account, of course, we can take tax-free withdrawals out of a Roth account. We find this strategy to be very popular, a very wise strategy for people to take during this particular situation. We're likely to have higher taxes in the future. And if that's the case, doesn't it make more sense to pay them while they are lower now?
Absolutely. Great advice. Thank you, Randy. Question about this one. What about moving to Florida? Is that a good tax strategy?
Well, you know, it does matter where you live in terms of what your tax burden is. Now, in the state of Florida and some other states, Tennessee, for example, there is no state income tax. So we have a huge number of people moving and to enjoy our beautiful white sand beaches and turquoise water down in the Panama City Panhandle area. And but they like the water and they like the sand, but what they really like is the fact that there's not a state tax. So people from California and New York are showing up on our sunny shores these days, and we're really glad to have them. So consider this in your retirement, right? If you're paying too much in state income taxes, consider living in a state that doesn't have a state income tax. And Florida's a great place. We'd love to see you.
Aw, that's awesome. What about staying married?
So the tax rates for a single individual are actually higher, right, percentage-wise, than they are for a married couple. So in many cases, we're going to find that taxes would be discounted a little bit for a married couple. There's almost that penalty that's involved with filing a single on your taxes. Of course, everybody's situation is different, but the selection of filing status is one of the key aspects of becoming tax efficient. So if you are married, hopefully you have a great relationship, right? Go ahead and stay married. Tax-wise, it's a good decision. Any other tax-deferred strategies, Randy, that we should talk about today? Tax-deferred strategies. So that's one of the important things that we try to accomplish, is to minimize the impact of taxes currently, right, and this year. So when we use qualified accounts, when we use annuities, what we are building is a tax-deferred strategy. my investments may have earnings during the period of time where they are growing, but I'm not going to pay taxes in a tax-deferred account until I remove money out and start to distribute those funds. That's a very tax-efficient method of managing investments, is to defer taxes when possible.
Okay.
And we find it to be an effective way of developing a tax-efficient portfolio.
Sure. Let me ask you, Randy, when you're designing a retirement plan for someone, all the different pieces and parts that go inside, how important is it to factor in taxes?
It's crucial because it's going to affect every single penny that you make. So let me give you an example. So Social Security, for example, can become taxable if your earnings exceed certain thresholds, right? Up to 85% of your Social Security will be taxable if, as a married couple, you have $44,000 worth of income in any given year. That's not a ton of income, right? So a lot of people can fall into this situation if they're not actively managing their distribution in order to be tax efficient. They can get into a situation where their Social Security benefits can become taxable. As a matter of fact, there's 13 states that are going to levy a tax on your Social Security benefits. So it's important to factor in taxes as a part of your income planning.
Okay, okay. What are the other pieces and parts that we should be thinking about? Would inflation be one?
Well, it would be. You know, always the purchasing power of the assets that we have under management is an important factor.
Okay.
Down the road, things are going to be more expensive than they are today, okay? So we want to make sure that we build plans that are going to generate return in excess of what inflation is. You know, average historical inflation is in that 2.5% to 3% range. Certainly we want to have client returns that are going to exceed that level so that our purchasing power doesn't decline.
Okay. And then also, are you factoring in health care costs and long-term care?
Most people don't think about the fact that these expenses with relation to your health are going to go up dramatically at retirement.
Okay.
We do advise our clients that they should have supplemental Medicare policies so that they don't get into a situation where they can run into large expenses relative to that. So we should certainly factor in those expenses over time. But healthcare expenses, if there's one thing that gives a good sock to a retirement plan and knocks it off kilter, and that is massive expenses related to medical care, especially assisted living or long-term care during retirement. And we believe it's important to attack that problem ahead of time. It's a little too late by the time you need the services to start your plan then. You know, we just had Hurricane Michael hit not too long ago in Panama City Beach. Well, if you wait until the hurricane is outside your door, raging up the beach, it's too late. So we want to make sure that if we have situations that could derail our retirement, that we have contingency plans in place ahead of time.
Randy, thank you so much. This is the perfect time for us to open up the phone lines to the viewers at home. Would you agree?
I think that's terrific. Give us a call.
Okay, perfect. The phone lines are once again now open. That number to call is 833-403-4041. When we started the show today, we had 10 spots available. We now currently only have 5 spots remaining. Again, don't miss this opportunity to let Randy design a plan that's going to suit your needs. Whatever your goals, your plans are, your dreams are for retirement, make sure that you're on the right path. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain by picking up the phone. 833-403-4041. We have to take a very short commercial break, but when we come back, we have some viewer questions, and one of those might be yours. Stay tuned.
As a good saver, you've been putting away money during your working years. Studies find that the biggest fear of retirees is running out of money. Market volatility isn't just the downward movement of stock prices, it's the size and frequency of change. The more dramatic the ups and downs, the higher the volatility. This can put savers who are newly retired or a few years away from being retired at greater risk. Today's generation of retirees is not receiving traditional pensions as our parents or grandparents did. Instead, we have retirement accounts such as 401ks or 403bs. These accounts typically expose your money to market risk. The last thing you want right before retirement is to lose a portion of the money you need for income. But how do you turn these accounts into a retirement income? Is it safe to keep all your retirement money sitting in the stock market? The last thing you want is to lose a portion of the money you need for income due to market loss. By working with a financial professional, you can learn how to turn a portion of your savings into an income stream for life and income for the life of your spouse if you're married. We all have moments in our lives when we wish we had taken action sooner. Don't let procrastination rain on your retirement parade. Act now before it's too late. Please call our office to set up your no-cost, no-obligation retirement income review today.
And welcome back to Retirement Revolution. My name is Cynthia DeFazio, and I'm joined today by Randy Locklier. He's president and founder of Gulf Financial Group. Randy, the phone lines are going crazy today, and I know the reason is people want to come in, they want to sit down, they want to talk to you, and they want to spend time discussing their retirement. So if someone was able to get one of your complimentary consultations today, let's talk about what it feels like when someone comes into your office.
You know, it's wonderful that we get the opportunity to help clients. You know, as a fiduciary, our main concern is, can we look at a client's situation and can we improve their situation, right?
Yeah.
We want to use new strategies to make things better. Would everybody like to have a situation in which things are better than they are now? Sure. And certainly when it comes to money, we define better as less fees, more growth, and less risk. So we want to look at your situation to see if we can make it better. And if you'd like to make it better, schedule an appointment with us and we'll sit down and work through it. Now, after we have our appointment, we use sophisticated tools to create retirement plans that are going to, for each year that you're alive, show you where the income is coming from, show you the performance of your asset classes. We're going to deal with things like estates and taxes and long-term care and all of these things that the banks and the big box shops are not going to talk to you about. And you're going to get a retirement plan. When I mean a retirement plan, you know, 30, 40-page plan. You can take it and put it up on your bookshelf. A great tool for your spouse and your kids to see where everything is. So, yes,
That's
come in
wonderful.
and get a retirement plan. You're going to be really happy with the result.
Well, thank you, Randy. So we have some viewer questions, and I love viewer questions because obviously people are thinking about retirement. They're trying to plan accordingly. This is a great question. It says, Randy, how do I know if I'm going to pay taxes on my Social Security benefits? How do I know?
Well, we talked a little bit about this. So if your earnings are going to exceed what the standard deduction is, your Social Security benefits become taxable at certain levels, and the levels are pretty low. Okay, right now in the United States, of all the Social Security benefits that are going out there, 50% of them are taxed at some level by the federal government.
Wow. Okay.
So the more we see struggles for the Social Security Administration to remain solvent, right, because the new contributions coming in really are not keeping up with the outpace of the baby boomers that are you know, receiving the benefits now. So we think that there will be a continued effort on part of different administrations to increase the taxability of Social Security benefits. Over certain levels, they're going to be taxed now. If you're working during retirement and you earn over $17,640 a year, then your Social Security benefits are going to be reduced dollar for dollar for every penny that you earn above that. The situation is going to vary for each person that's out there, but it's really advisable to sit down with somebody who knows taxes and who knows finances that can help guide you through this minefield.
That makes sense. Randy, thank you so much. This is a great question. It says, Randy, how much money can I earn in my retirement without reducing my Social Security benefits?
We're right on that $17,640 number, okay? Now, you know, a lot of people, they do have part-time jobs during retirement. So we recommend that, actually. We find that people that continue to work or continue to be engaged, they actually have longer life expectancies than the people that don't, and they report being happy. So a lot of folks maybe should consider part-time work, consulting, the different things that you can do as a retiree. But what we don't want to do is to work for free. And if we go take a job and we earn over that limit that we just talked about, well, we're going to be giving back that dollar to the Social Security Administration, and so we're not really going to be earning any money in that scenario. So it doesn't make a lot of sense to earn more than that in retirement. Now, everybody's situation is different, and I think it's important to sit down and take a look at where you stand and get somebody to help you make an individual plan for income in retirement.
Okay, and you have another question about Social Security. It says, Randy, I heard Social Security is going away. Should I claim early?
Well, it might, okay. Maybe not go away, but I think what we'll see is a continuing reduction of benefits for certain classes of people. Those are probably going to be the ones that have assets that are out there or income streams that are out there. So we mentioned just a moment ago that 50% of all Social Security benefits are taxed in some ways. That's up from 10% in 1980. So certainly there's a continuing trend to tax Social Security benefits. Could they disappear at some point in the future? Maybe. We do want to make sure that we have sufficient income streams that are going to cover us during retirement if our Social Security benefits are reduced or eliminated.
Okay. Randy, we have a minute and a half left of the show this week. Any final words of advice you want to give your viewers today?
Well, you know, I'd just like to recount a little story that I have about a client. I won't use their last name. We'll call them Jack and Dawn Smith. But this is a couple that I worked with recently, and Jack was wanting to retire. He came to me 2 years ago and he said, you know, I'm tired of working and I'd like to retire, but I'm not sure that we can do it. And Dawn was also working as a nurse. And they were considering they might have to work a number of years, but we were able to sit down, take the assets that they had, and create an income plan. He was able to go into his boss the next week and say, guess what, I'm out of here. And that was a happy day, right? Aww. And so that's what we're trying to achieve for our clients is fun, joy in retirement, and to be financially secure, not to have to worry about that paycheck. And that's a good example of how we're able to help Jack and Dawn. So give us a ring if you'd like to take a look at your situation, and maybe we can help you in the same manner.
Absolutely. Well, Randy, thank you for another amazing show this week. To the viewers at home, most importantly, thank you for spending time with us. That number to call is 833-403-4041. If you have questions about retirement, Randy has the answers. And again, thank you for watching. Be safe, be happy, be blessed. We'll see you back here again next week.
Thanks for watching.